Hi, my name is Sara de la Vega, and the knowledge question I came up with is to what extent does our knowledge about religion affect our choices? So the three religions I will be exploring are Catholicism, which is personal because it's a religion I belong to. It's the one I have been taught since I was young, and it's the one I most know about. So And then the second one I chose was Christianity because it's the one that most relates to my current religion, and I never really understood the difference. So I wanted to explore that, and I can relate to that one a lot. And then the Islam, I wanted to know about it because of the current situation that's going in the world about in Syria, which is a situation that has been going on for a lot of years, for about more than 10 years, but now it's more recurrent. So I wanted to talk about that, the bombing situation in Syria and around Europe, and how this has caused officially World War III according to the UN. So I consider that the one I'm most matched with is Catholicism, because it's my own religion. But the one I identify the most as well is Christianity because it is the most similar one to my religion and I can relate to it. But then the one that I know nothing about is Islam, and I want to know more about it and also about World War III, which we are living right now. Uh, so, after reviewing the three religions mentioned earlier, a knowledge question immediately came to my head which reflects on the knowledge area of the religion knowledge systems. This question can be answered widely for all three religions explored, along with several areas of knowledge that can help explain to a further extent. Catholicism, Christianity, and Islam are all religions that have been on earth for a very long time and thousands of years, all with no more than 1 million, all with more than 1 million followers currently, and they have mainly been persistent through history. These three religions have ancient texts where people years ago wrote their testimonies and what should be believed in according to each God. Catholics and Christians use something they call the Bible, in which there are two parts for Catholicism, which is the New and Old Testament, and Christians only have one part, the Old Testament. Islam have texts which claim to be the revelations of Prophet Muhammad in the 7th century Saudi Arabia that speak about Allah. Knowledge through these religions and history is gained through believing what the sacred textbooks narrate and take those beliefs either literally or metaphorically. It depends on the religion and extremist level, of course. Each of these three religions' histories then affect future choices because that history written down can be taken literally or metaphorically. Thus, there are several beliefs. For example, the Islams believe that anything should be done to get into this new world idea, which can include mass murder in between many other things. These actions are affected by each religion history, and everyone gains knowledge to then make choices depending on that. Also, each religion has its own knowledge of morality and ethics, which affects future choices as well. Each person has their own idea of what is considered right or wrong, so there is no true meaning for these words. It varies. For example, Christians and Catholics believe killing is one of the worst mistakes or sins, while Islams think that if it's to reach this new world, it is fine. Everyone then shapes their own knowledge based on what they consider ethical or not, which then affects choices and actions for each individual. Also, each religion, as well as has different way of transmitting their ideas, so each of them makes people gain knowledge in different manners. For example, Catholics go to church to learn about God and worship Him. And the backgrounds that we have of the knowledge extracted from our religion will affect our choices and actions to a medium to high extent. So religion can be classified as right or wrong, because there is not enough proof in favor or against them to discard them from what is true. Although each religion transmits a truth through several manners. It can be through a language, which is done by talking to people, giving sermons, reading textbooks, in between others. In Catholicism, this can be seen in church, where every Sunday a priest gives a sermon talking about God's goodwill, and through language. And through language, he transmits this sense of truth. Also, the truth can be transmitted through sense perception. Ideas that are transmitted through text or any language can be perceived differently by each person. Each person interprets things differently. And this is why there are extremists and non-extremists, because they decide how they want to interpret ideas. This follows to shape knowledge differently in each case, which as well affects how we make decisions. This is also determined by a level of faith. A truth might not be a truth to you with no faith, because without faith we don't believe in anything. Therefore, to determine how much we believe with what the religion transmits to us, we must have certain levels of faith to get this truth transmitted to us. Finally, the truth can also be reached and interpreted through reason. Here is where people such as atheists come in. With reason, there is no faith, since everything is to be taken with a scientific manner and what they call realistic manner. Therefore, religion doesn't transmit that truth with reason way of knowing. Thank you.